Longtime NBA player and coach Doc Rivers could be back in the finals this season, but not as a coach. As an analyst for ESPN, the network continues to announce roster shakeups. So here to fill us in with all of it is the New York Post's Andrew Marchand. Andrew, it feel like it all started with the whole Jeff Van Gundy thing, and then it just all trickled down. So right now, for the NBA Finals, we could potentially have Doris Burke, Doc Rivers, and Mike Breen as the network's A-team for basketball coverage. What's the backstory about how all this came about?
Well, you're 100% right. It starts with the firing of Jeff Van Gundy. When ESPN had their big talent layoffs, they let go of roughly 20 people, and Van Gundy was among them. After 17 years of doing the finals and being one of the best analysts in sports, that was a surprise. But then after that, it became kind of clear that Doris Burke was likely going to be promoted into one spot, and then Doc Rivers' name quickly came about, which I had in the story when Van Gundy was let go, that Rivers could be a possibility. He's close with Mike Breen, and the other factor is there's a strong feeling that Burke and Mark Jackson would not work well together. So it appears, and they're closing on this, is likely to happen. It's going to be Doris Burke, Doc Rivers joining Hall of Famer Mike Breen on the NBA Finals.
Well, it looks like for Mark Jackson, he's on the outside looking in again, not only from when he got fired as coach of the Warriors, but now this, Van Gundy and Jackson, we're used to seeing those two. So what options does this leave Mark Jackson?
And not really that many good ones. I think he only has 1 year left on his contract. ESPN chose not to let him go, which they could have. Instead, in either way, he would have gotten paid for that year. Instead, he'll be with Mark Jones, which has been the number 2 team, and so Jones and Jackson. But ESPN also likes the team of J.J. Redick, Richard Jefferson, and Ryan Ruocco. So they're kind of an up-and-coming team that ESPN likes. And so for Mark Jackson, it's kind of a lame duck year. You don't really kind of suspect he will stay on. And so, he might have rathered just being let go than kind of going down to, the B team.
I'm feeling like this isn't the end to the shakeups and the layoffs. Are there any more shakeups that you think we could potentially see in the near future?
Well, yeah, this is not the end. ESPN had the layoffs. They had 3 rounds of layoffs with Disney, and then they had the bonus round where they let go of big name talent like Steve Young and Jeff Van Gundy and many others. And now they're trying to tighten their belts in terms of their contract negotiation. So there are some deals that may not be extended. There will be some offers that may not be as lucrative as people may like. And that's going to cause changes with either people leaving for other networks, other platforms, or just accepting less. But they're only going to really do deals for people who they perceive as needle movers. So in terms of the big time deals, they're going to still re-sign people, and they are re-signing people, and they still all make pretty good money, but just maybe not the crazy money that we've seen with some of these contracts.
Man, lots going on over at ESPN. Andrew Marchand, thanks for joining us, my man.
Thank you.